T-minus 1 minute and counting. Sound suppression water system is now armed. T-minus 55 seconds. The hydrogen burn igniters have been armed. The igniters will be fired at T-minus 10 seconds to eliminate any residual hydrogen gas under the main engine bells. Minus 45 seconds and counting. T-minus 38 seconds, coming up on auto sequence start.
Auto sequence start.
We have a go for auto sequence start. Challenger's 4 redundant computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Minus 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Everything is go. T-minus 12. T-minus 10. We have go for engine start. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. We have liftoff of Challenger in Space Lab 2. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
Tower clear.
Roll program initiated. Challenger. Houston now controlling. They'll be throttling down to 65% throttles on their main engines. Now throttling down. Now at 65%. Velocity now 1,000 feet per second. Distance downrange 2 nautical miles. Altitude 4.1.
Challenger Houston, you're go at throttle up.
Engines now back up to 104%. Three good APUs, 3 good fuel cells on Challenger. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Velocity now 3,200 feet per second. The rate of climb 2,000 feet per second.
That column precursor to SRB separation, standing by for SRB sep.
Ferrari Testarossa, top speed, extraordinary. Porsche 930S Turbo, top speed, extreme. Lamborghini Countach, top speed, Mach 2. 3 cars that represent the ultimate in motoring. 3 cars that represent Supercar Showdown. To familiarize ourselves with the 3 cars, let's take a close look at them individually before going on the road. The Countach was first brought to life in our 1985 The Lambos videotape. It was a 1979 model, but unlike other marques, it has changed very little since its inception in the early 70s. Our subject for this program is a 1985 Countach 5000S. Although the Countach is far from the leading edge in technology, its unique body shape has made it one of the most recognized cars in the world. It is the exotic of the exotics. It turns heads, and that is the main reason that the Countach continues to sell, as owner Jerry Tane will attest.
I was attracted to the Lamborghini mainly because of its looks, because of the such an exotic looking car. I think performance is really secondary to that, and it's been something that I've noticed through the years, and something that kind of like a fantasy or a dream that I always wanted to fulfill, and just have reached that particular point.
Owning an exotic car brings with it the problems associated with celebrity status.
The only thing that is real difficult to do is to take it someplace and park it without attracting a crowd. But in terms of head turning and everything, it's incredible, and it does run just magnificently.
Excellent performance is maintained via the Bosch Jetronic fuel injection system. The accurate delivery of fuel to the 5.2-liter V12 gives instant throttle response, something that's most important if one is to uphold the reputation exotic cars exude. Auxiliaries are conveniently located at the rear of the engine, as is the rather large oil filter canister. Just beyond, a very usable storage compartment for weekend jaunts. This car was delivered to the United States fully certified, including the required impact bumpers that have been nicely integrated into the body design. The skin is stretched over a tubular steel chassis, much like a race car. This technique keeps rigidity high and weight at a very reasonable 3,300 pounds. The unique upward opening doors expose more of what the Countach is all about. The interior complements the exterior styling, but has its limitations.
Yeah, I think if I was a little bit taller, anything over 6 feet, I think then you kind of have a little bit of trouble.
The usual complement of gauges are there, including a speedometer that reads to 200 miles per hour. The standard Alpine stereo, adjustable steering column, and 2 buckets that keep everything in place, while the front compartment has room for little more than the spare tire. The Countach has the brakes, power, and looks that make it a true exotic. But let's see how its stablemate, the Ferrari Testarossa, stacks up. After years of frustration, 12-cylinder Ferrari enthusiasts finally got their wish in 1985. The Testarossa became available in legalized form in the United States. How well has it been accepted? We visited one of the busiest Ferrari dealers in the country to find out if the Testarossa will continue to be a part of the Ferrari legend and a smart purchase.
The car is really the first legal 12-cylinder that Ferrari has produced in a long, long time that can be imported in the United States without worrying about EPA and DOT requirements. And that in itself has made the car very, very popular. The other aspect of the Testarossa is that Ferrari is only going to bring 125 to 150 a year into the United States. And I can sell that many alone in Newport Beach. So the car is a good investment.
The car is a good investment because Ferrari has made great strides toward making the car more livable in day-to-day use.
There's vast, vast improvements over the older car. The big improvement I notice is the clutch. The clutch is easy to operate. A woman can drive the car without feeling any tension on the clutch. It's cool inside the car. When you compare that car with a Boxer, they've taken and modified the radiators and put them behind the driver so you don't have all that hot water running underneath the driver's compartment. It's quiet. It's easy to handle in traffic. I can go on and on all day why that car would be valuable in years to come.
Other conveniences within the Testarossa include a spacious interior that's easy to enter and exit, a cover to hide the compact disc player, and a clever makeup mirror arranged to keep you looking good. Rear vision is reasonably good for a mid-engine design, but if you know how to drive a 12-cylinder Ferrari, there will be little need to look back. This redhead pumps out 390 horsepower to keep you ahead of the pack. With double overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder, state-of-the-art engine technology is just over your shoulder. Bosch Jetronic fuel injection regulates the fuel flow to the 5-liter engine. How well did Ferrari do their homework? No one better to ask than the mechanic who works on the car.
From a reliability standpoint, we've been working on the vehicles for about a year now, and we've never had any reliability problems. We only see the cars for the routine maintenance, and that's about it. We don't have any failures, any breakdowns to really speak of. In my opinion, the car is one of the best out by Ferrari, and it's a car that can be driven daily. It's really incredible. To me, I'm really impressed with the vehicle.
Parts availability has always been a problem with exotic cars. Paul says that has all changed with the arrival of the Testarossa.
In my opinion, the Testarossa, the best part about it is that it's the first 12-cylinder vehicle imported by Ferrari since about 1973. And in that, I mean that it is a factory-authorized car, and parts and service are up to the full extent. There is no parts availability problems. Everything is backed by Ferrari North America.
Service is a major consideration in the purchase of an automobile, and knowing that the factory will support your needs makes enjoying the car much easier. The Testarossa offers you the latest in engine technology, chassis design, and aerodynamics. Its 5-speed transmission allows you speed with comfort. It has a unique style and is expensive, the requirements of a bona fide exotic. But we have one challenger yet to ponder, the Porsche 930S Turbo. Although the 930 has again become available in the United States after a long absence, we are going to look at a different version. Designated the 930S, this car has been built entirely by the Porsche factory. To find out how a 930S can be parked in your garage, we visited Andile Porsche, the people who build most of the 962 race engines. They imported the car for owner Brian Ewald and certified it to meet California and U.S. requirements.
This car is entirely produced by the Porsche factory. Somewhere along the line, when the car gets ordered, it's meant to be a regular 930. Then it gets taken off the assembly line at a certain stage and goes to the customer sports department, which is in Zuffenhausen, and the fenders, the flares, the side steps, everything gets added to the car while the car is still unpainted in a raw condition. All these modifications can be selected from a catalog that Porsche has, and it's called Sonderwunsch program, which means sort of special wish book for Porsche owners. This does not only cover the body, it also covers interior, engine and chassis modification that are done by the Porsche factory. But going back to the body, at that stage, when the car gets into this shop, and the special fenders, the flares are being put on, and the ducts are being installed into the fenders. There's a tremendous amount of hand work involved. Most of these parts are not some off-the-shelf parts. They come sort of prefabricated, but then the 944 headlights get hand fit into the fenders, the grills get put in, the side skirts get put on, and of course the front spoiler, and at that time the front oil cooler gets installed. Once the body modification has been accomplished, the car then goes back to the assembly line and takes a normal course like all the others. For instance, it goes into the dink bath, so everything gets covered, the add-on and the old stuff, and then it goes back onto the assembly line and gets prepared for the special options that are being installed in this particular car. The special paint job that you see on this car, it's called pearl white metallic. It is not a very popular color with the Porsche factory. As a matter of fact, they did not want to paint it, and they actually had to do it about 4 or 5 times before they were happy with the result. After we received the car here in California, got it through customs, we then removed the engine and took the engine completely apart and made certain modifications. Some of them that are coming from our 962 programs, like inside modifications on the crankcase for better oil flow, polishing. We enlarged the intake ports. We put different camshafts in the car, fitted a K27 turbo, balanced and blueprinted the whole thing. And we think on the dyno it showed about 365 horsepower. This gives you an increase of about 50 to 65 horsepower. However, we also ran a little higher boost, since this car also got a adjustable boost control. A boost control you can operate from your cockpit, and also a electronic boost gauge got installed into the dash in place of the clock. Even though the Porsche suspension on the turbo is set up more than adequate for the normal use of the car, we feel that it could be a little firmer, so the shock absorbers were changed to the first firmer stage, which are Bilstein shocks. The rear torsion bars could change from 26 to 29 millimeters, and the sway bars could change from 18 to 20 in the rear and from 20 to 22 in the front. We do normally not change the front unless the car has limited slip, which this car of course has.
Although the standard turbo 4-speed transmission is retained, a 5-speed unit is now available in Europe that improves low-end response. So there you have it, a chassis that is still fully protected from corrosion, factory workmanship, a unique body style, and a little engine tweaking to top it off. Another fully certified exotic to keep the Testarossa and Countach company. The true test of any car is to put the rubber on the road. We called the 3 cars together one very warm Sunday morning and decided to head for Southern California's high desert, where the traffic would be somewhat lighter than LA's congested freeways. In the interest of safety, we would not seek the top speeds of the cars. Rather, we would attempt to discover the owner's experience in day-to-day use. With our route carefully selected, it was time to go. A fun experience for exotic car owners involves cruising down to the local gas station. To have even more fun is to bring 3 exotic cars into a lonely desert station at one time. One must be open-minded enough to accept anything from lavish praise to the worst kind of verbal abuse. But above all, be prepared to quote horsepower and top speed figures repeatedly. And the higher the better.
What's this baby got for a motor? Chevy V8? 12-cylinder? I don't know what the Chevy against you, though.
How you doing?
What do you think?
I love it. This is my dream car. Always has been. Oh man, that won't work. So good. It's about a $300,000 car, looks like.
Maintaining a high profile requires constant attention to detail, for the eyes of the world are upon you, ready to judge every move you make. As expected, the Countach drew the most attention. Its outrageous lines make the Testarossa and Turbo appear rather ordinary. But enough fun. Let's get on to our secluded location that was carefully chosen not to bother late sleepers or Sunday drivers. Turbo owner Brian Ewald is a skilled surgeon whose finesse in the operating room is translated to the sensitive inputs required of the 930. He is no stranger to performance cars.
It all started in probably the mid-60s when I had a 396 425 horsepower Corvette. And that was followed for a short period of time by a Cobra and then another very high performance Corvette. I had a 1968 Lamborghini Miura. Then I had a couple of 4-seater Ferraris, the old 330 GTCs. The 1976 Turbo, which was the first one that came out in this country, which I sold to my partner. And then I had a 1978 Turbo, which in 1980 was stolen. Followed by a GTS 308 Ferrari. And then I got a 928 Porsche, which I had for 5 years. And then culmination in what I call my supercar, which is this car, the 930S Porsche.
One of the reasons Brian ended up in his supercar was due to his size.
I'm 6'3" and weigh just under 250 pounds. And that's one of the reasons that I chose this automobile. Seating position in this car is excellent. It's extremely comfortable, and it's big enough that I can sit in it and drive it very comfortably, which some of the other cars, the smaller Ferraris, etc., I cannot do.
Comfort and visibility are of prime importance in a performance car. The Porsche's configuration is nearly perfect in most respects.
This car, as the seating positions are extremely comfortable, vision is marvelous, both front, side, and rear. The wing in the back does not alter vision at all. Side vision is excellent. This car is much different than the original street turbos, and I can say that with a little conviction because I had a 76 and a 78. But performance-wise on the street, handling on the street, it is absolutely marvelous. As long as you have respect for the engine hanging way out the back and getting on it really hard coming out of a corner. If you do, you're going to learn a sad lesson. With a little respect, it is a superb handling car.
Brian's comments are well taken, but nothing new to veteran 911 owners. The Ferrari Testarossa represents a fresh new design that will not be mistaken for any other automobile. For young Kevin Carver, this day meant having some fun in his boss's car. Having cared for the vehicle since it was delivered, he is familiar with its attributes.
Pretty much see around it, except for backing up on the right-hand side. Doesn't come with the right mirror, but we added one, and you just gotta duck down lower to really be able to see out. But everyday driving, it's fine. You just look over your shoulder to get in the right-hand lane, and it's pretty adequate.
The performance of the air conditioning systems on European cars has always been lackluster. Kevin finds that Ferrari has made some progress.
Always on low, and on high, it'd be too much for you. It'd be like in a freezer box.
Shifting is accomplished through the familiar Ferrari gates and is conveniently located. But the Ferrari does not like to go slow.
First into second, it's a little sticky, as in no matter what speed you're going at, it's like it doesn't want to go into second. It'd rather go into third and get into the higher ranging gears. It's hard to stall in second gear. First, it's a little like a Volkswagen. You putter around.
Unlike the Volkswagen, the Ferrari likes to go fast. Very fast. Attracting a crowd comes easy for a Countach owner. 10 minutes after arriving at our remote desert location, the local law arrived with reports of drag racing in the area. They were quickly convinced that everything was okay, and what we really had were 3 low-flying supersonic aircraft. For owner Jerry Tane, this is an everyday occurrence that's part of operating a Countach. Owning this car offers a unique set of circumstances, from entry and exit, driving position, noise, heat, and visibility. The operator must realize and tolerate levels of comfort and convenience below the norm. In return, he will be rewarded with exhilarating performance, great 12-cylinder sounds, super brakes, and lots of ego-boosting attention. On long drives, Jerry finds the Countach an adequate performer.
The longest drive that I've had the car on was from Phoenix to Los Angeles, which was about a 9-hour drive straight, and had no problem as far as the comfortability was concerned. Just kind of leaning back and mellowing out, just very relaxing and very, very nice car to drive on a trip.
A 5-speed transmission combined with a limited slip differential offers comfortable shifting. Reverse gear is protected by a manual lockout.
Shifter, it's very comfortable. The throws are not too long, and it's comfortable to use.
What's Jerry's biggest concern with the car?
Probably the most distracting thing about the car that I find is the rear visibility, both while trying to park or just even during driving. You have to be very, very careful changing lanes and relying on your 2 side mirrors to make sure that nothing's in the way, because the visibility out the rear window leaves a lot to be desired. It's a little bit difficult.
Jerry has found the best way to keep a Countach running properly is to locate a good independent mechanic and stay with him. The chances of having an authorized dealer down the street, after all, are mighty slim. Fortunately, the use of fuel injection has given the 12-cylinder motor added power and reliability, eliminating the need to constantly synchronize carburation. Former Lamborghini development engineer Bob Wallace sums up the Countach this way.
The car was made to go quick, and that's it. Nothing else mattered. And visibility, all the rest of it was just merely secondary.
So there you have it. 3 exotics, each with its own distinct personality. Whether you're looking for speed, looks, handling, comfort, or sound, it's all here in your choice of colors. They offer 0 to 60 times in the 5-second range and top speeds in excess of 170 miles per hour, if you can find a piece of road to go that fast safely. The Countach offers the most exotic looks and the highest price tag at $118,1986. The Testarossa offers the highest top speed at 180 miles per hour thanks to good aerodynamics and state-of-the-art chassis design. It sells for $104,000. The 930S offers proven Porsche reliability, excellent quality, and is probably the best buy in the $80,000 to $90,000 range. You can buy a standard turbo at $50,000 plus, but the S offers exclusivity.